you for joining me for yet another Café con. Tonight, I am live from Antigua, Guatemala. Next to me, I have one of my role models, Maria Eugenia Brizuela de Ávila, who was Minister of Foreign Affairs for El Salvador from 1999 to 2004. She also serves as our co-chair for El Salvador in the Northern Triangle Task Force. Mayu, thank you so much for being here with me tonight.
It is truly a pleasure.
Thank you. I wanted to ask you first, what do you see as the biggest challenge for El Salvador, and do you think that the task force is going to help us solve and address this problem?
In my country, the greatest challenge is the lack of trust, the lack of confidence. Many of our difficulties, which can be coined into either economic or social, can be surpassed if we had a political agreement. And that lack of mistrust between the political parties, between civil society, between the private sector is what obstaculizing any steps forward. So I am very optimistic that the task force will be able, through its network and the way that it has set up the members that come in and contribute with potential solutions, will be able to surmount that lack of confidence and show that there are viable routes through which we can overcome our problems.
Great. Another question that I have is, we had our first task force meeting today. How do you feel after that? Do you feel optimistic? What are your initial thoughts?
Definitely, I am very hopeful. And I am hopeful for why? Because the Atlantic Council based its very first meeting on a survey that was done in more than 2,400 participants from the three countries. And you did not rely only on the urban area. You went to the rural area. You went to all scopes of society, which gives you a database from which you can definitely apply a small vision of how the people feel. It has the validation then from the grassroots, and you escalate it into a group of intellectuals, something like a privileged think tank in which you have civil society, private enterprise, academians, so that we can then discuss based on people's manifestation of the senses of insecurity, of the lack of employment, of how we can respond. And that is what the task force then, with Jason's guidance and his team, is going to move forward in regards to the possibilities of solutions and options for the Northern Triangle.
Great. My last question involves sustainable economic development, and something that came up today was inclusiveness. We're women. How do you see the subject of gender and women, female empowerment being addressed in this task force? I know that you've done a lot for female empowerment in your own country. Are any of these programs that you have worked on exportable to the other countries?
I am simply thrilled to see that we have moved from simple economic development to sustainable economic development and inclusive economic development. I have a postgrad from the University of Cambridge on sustainable business, and I am president of Vital Voices, which is an organization that reaches out for the economic empowerment of women. Why? It makes such a difference for a woman who is now contributing so extensively into not only economic, but also into the social concepts within our old societies in Honduras, in Guatemala, in El Salvador. That possibility of envisioning through the task force elements such as flexible work hours. How can we incorporate that talent? We're losing out on half of the population of our countries simply because we cannot match the cultural aspects in which women are demanded to always be the head of the family in the sense of taking care of the domestics, but also to be able to contribute. Women are the most numerous in the graduations as professionals from universities, but they do not continue on. And that selection, that way that we can include them, is so vital. I also encourage our own responsibilities now within the task force to envision also the potentialities of youth. And the youth and women who are definitely there, I am truly hopeful that we will come with solutions that will be inclusive and sustainable.
Great. On that hopeful note, thank you so much, and stay tuned for more Café Cons.
Thank you.